Welcome back for the mobile gaming fanatics. I'm MyTyme, this is Top Drives, and today we're going to start in a different place. Yes, I am going to go into the second day of the daily event, the new kind of challenge that we have up and running, and give you a walkthrough there. But before that, I am going to look into the next 911 GT1 qualifiers. The next prize car for the Tri-Series is a Porsche, and I'm going to show you the qualifiers. So, first of all, we have the track sets here. Just so you can see, it is all asphalt, okay? It's all dry, no rain, no dirt, pretty standard stuff. So for the kind of cars that you can get from the special carbon fiber packs on offer, they're going to be cars which are 2010 to 2014 with 5 seaters plus, and that brings us the selection here. Now the Cadillac is the only legendary that you can get, and for me personally, if you're going to get lucky and you're going to get a legendary car from a carbon fiber pack, I wouldn't want it to be this car. I wouldn't want to use that good luck on this car. As we scroll down, yes, the RS6 is a decent car to have, and we have to take aside some of the cars you can get in this pack because the all surface and standard tyre cars are not going to be useful for this event. So if you're specifically opening the carbon fibre for this event, the Dodge Charger Juice is a great car to get. I think the M6 Grand Coupe is a very strong car to get as well. But aside from that, I don't think there's really much here that you're going to need. Yes, the Audi S1 will be a very useful car from the ultra rare perspective, along with the AMG S63 for the drags. We'll come to that in a little bit. And the Ford Focus RS 500. If you're going to get an ultra rare, there's a few good ultra rares you can get here that I think will be pretty useful for the event. But all these all surface and 4-wheel drive cars, no point. So for me personally, I don't think that your $15.99 gold coins are going to be best used on this pack. So I would suggest avoiding the pack and waiting for something better. Now if we actually come and look at the qualifiers itself very quickly, we will see here that the cars up for grabs, you may have noticed, are all 2009 years and all have the year of the ox still, because the 2009 tag and the year of the ox tag, the year of the ox tag is still there. So all cars in 2009 will carry the year of the ox tag. Now what isn't clear for the final is if it is going to be 2009 cars or if it's going to be a mixture of year of the ox and 2009. So for example, you may need 5 year of the ox cars but only 3 2009 cars, something like that. But when we look at requirements, we're going to be using those 2010 2014 cars with the 5 seaters plus. So at the moment I've played a few games just to get an idea of what the other people's hands are going to be like, and to give you guys an idea of the kind of cars you're ideally going to want. Me realistically, I do think probably tier 3 is going to be about as good as I can get, unless I'm willing to invest a few resources, and I'm not really willing to do that to just come in tier 2. But let me show you anyway. So the cars that I have applicable, as I mentioned before, unfortunately the BMW and the DS Numero 9 are not going to be suitable for this event. They do not help me at all. Again, same with the Ford and the Yukon. So my MVPs personally are going to be the M6 Grand Coupe, the RS 500 and the Mercedes. Now my Mercedes isn't maxed out, I do know that. I was contemplating between the weight and the chassis, but to be honest with you, I use this car mostly for drags or the odd time if you have to as a city street, but I feel I'm going to get better use out of it making it 332. So I think it's going to be a car that I am going to upgrade pretty soon. But as we scroll through the rest of these cars, although they may be useful cars, not for this event, so my kind of hand picks itself. I don't have any great twisty turny super rare cars here, so just the Astra, which isn't going to be better than the Subaru Impreza. And yes, I could work on the Subaru Impreza, but to be honest with you, I've already done a few upgrades into it when I thought it could be a useful car, and you can see I have used it a reasonable amount, not a huge amount, but a reasonable amount because of Japanese events, etc. But even still, it's only literally because it's one of the few Subarus that I have in my garage. So let's go in and have a look at the kind of cars we're going to come up against. Now again, here we can see the AMG done in the 332 version. So that is how I will be putting my one out. You're going to see the RS500, plenty of those, and I think you're also going to see quite a lot of the Pontiac G8 GXPs, as long as you manage to get this car from those previous events. Going to see that quite a lot. Now as we roll through, let's have a look and see if we can get some of the bigger cars in here. So the Juiced, again, a maxed out Juiced will be extremely useful in this event, and expect to see a lot of people with the Audi S1. Quite easy to upgrade, being an ultra rare, decent car for this event. I would obviously prefer the Ford Focus to the Audi here, but still, if you've got it, it's going to be useful. We scroll through again, nothing particularly game changing here, the same kind of cars. Now I shouldn't probably play Tony, but I'm just going to play it anyway to give you an idea of how this team would line up. So for me, I would be losing against the Juiced Charger. Okay, no chance I can beat this. I take that as a loss. Now I've been given a little bit of, I'd say, hope here, because this guy has not got a maxed out Grand Coupe, so I get a victory here. The twisty circuit as well, I can put the Subaru in if I wanted to, but for me it makes more sense, given how he doesn't have a maxed out RS either, to put my cars like this, and I will lose 2 matches and I will win 3, and that will put me the victory, because the points that I'm going to lose aren't going to be more than 50, and there we go. So that gets me up to 26th. Now realistically, I won't get much above 20th if I do. Again, if I come in and show you some of the other cars, here we go, people starting now. We see the RS6 here maxed out. This is kind of what I'm going to have maxed out Juiced as well. As I start to come across those slightly higher tiers, it's going to be very difficult for me. People worked more on their Subaru Impreza, not a maxed out one here. Bad choice if you ask me to do your Ford Focus 332. I will play Dabo just for the sake of it, because I have a feeling here I can get something out of this. So from that we will take the fast circuit. We will, I don't know if we actually do take the North Loop or not, to be honest with you. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to watch a couple of these races just to see how my cars actually do. I think I might lose this. No, I didn't. Okay. I thought possibly the Subaru might have slightly better MRA, and it might actually do the Pontiac, even though it's not maxed out. Now I know this is a victory, so good. BMW M6, very useful car for this event. Then we've got the victory with the Ford. If his Ford was maxed out, then in the way that I think you probably should build it, if it's your only Ford 323, that would have been a tie. This is always going to be a defeat, but it's not going to be a huge defeat. And then finally, last race, all we'd have to do is lose gracefully. So even if we do lose this, which slightly leveled up Subaru does beat the Audi S1, and there we go. So that gives you an idea, and you can already see I'm going to struggle to stay in this position. So that is my advice for the 911 qualifiers. Now, with today's challenge, very simple, road to riches. We come to day 2. This is going to be the USA portion of the tour. As we click on USA, we will see here that we have the 10 races again, same as yesterday's UK. The same rewards, where we'll be going for that victory coin at the end, and at round 5 we get that loyalty coin, some cash, couple of packs in there, and then we will be 2 coins close, or 1 coin closer, 2 coins in total for the loyalty exchange and the victory coin, which will then allow us tomorrow to be able to, as long as we complete tomorrow's challenge, to gain our first 20,000 cash reward. Now we can see tomorrow is going to be standard tyre, while on, what's that going to be, Saturday? No, today's Friday, so Saturday, or on Sunday, there we go, it's going to be a Germany based requirement. So that is where we are. One thing I would like to point out very quickly before I go into the levels themselves is something which has been mentioned a few times with regards to these events and these challenges. Now I can't show you today because we don't have any other challenges up, but if we imagine this was the year of the ox and we were clicking on the USA tour, for example. In fact, let's not do USA, let's click on loyalty coin and let's pretend this was red envelopes again. Now some people were saying that you needed 5 red envelopes to complete the year of the ox, and people were struggling to get the envelopes, where some people would maybe end up with 6, 7, 8, so they've got excess envelopes, but they're obviously taking part in all the events, so they're taking the opportunity for some people with not such strong garages to be able to get the envelopes they needed in order to progress in the challenge. I had a thought, idea maybe would be once you have 5 envelopes, for example, you know that you don't need any more envelopes, you can still enter the remaining events that everyone can enter, except what Hutch could do is they could open maybe 2 special events that run, you know, maybe for a shorter period of time or something, which is only for people with less than 5 envelopes. So when it comes into the last day or 2 or whatever it may be, Hutch run like a flash event. If you have accumulated less than 5 red envelopes in that time, you can enter the event. If you have more than 5 red envelopes, you can't enter the event, or if you have 5 or more. So it gives the people they have to still fight during the other events that start up to try and get those envelopes, but if they get towards the end and they're struggling, they have another special event with only for people who haven't required the 5 in total yet, to give people a little bit more chance to end up completing the challenge. That's just my idea. Anyway, I'm going to roll out. We're going to go into the USA tour. Also, at the very end of the video, if you're interested, there are going to be 3 French carbon fiber pack openings and 2 more Jaguar carbon fiber pack openings. So I won't spoil what I got in those. That'll come at the end of the video. Anyway, peace out, good luck, and I hope this helps you complete the USA tour.